Welcome back to our Stay Bad Kitchen, where our kitchens stay
real bad.
I'm Janet and
I'm Michaela.
Welcome to this edition of Black History Month. We have a special guest for you. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ola from Nigeria.
Actually, she's from Canada. But welcome, Ola, to Stay Bad Kitchen.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, hi, Michaela. Hi.
All right. So today we're going to be cooking what, Ola?
We have 3 dishes we'll be cooking today. We have the vegetable and jollof rice, also known as orange rice, but you know, guys, stop that. It's called jollof rice. Also vegetable, and lastly we'll be having pounded yam.
Perfect. So we're gonna show.
Ola, can you tell us what we have in front of us?
Yes, my dear. So yeah, this is our protein for today. We have a smoked turkey, we have our cow skin, and we have chicken. Also, we have tilapia, all seasoned up, ready to go in the oven.
Ola, what did you use to season that up with?
I just had some garlic, ginger, scotch boned pepper, and some Maggi seasoning. That's all we have in there.
Okay, go ahead.
We also, we have our locust beans, also known as iru. We have our chicken stock. Always save your chicken stock, guys. It's important. We have our chicken stock. We have rosemary leaf. We also have garlic, dry crayfish. You can either have it blended up or whole, but this one is blended up. And we also have our chicken seasoning. And here is garlic salt. In here we have our peppers. We have the scotch boned pepper, red pepper. We have all varieties of green, red, orange. And we have garlic and tomatoes and red onions. I love using red onions because it tastes different. It eats differently, actually. We have our yam here. This is yam all the way from Nigeria. It's, you know, if you know, you know, you got it. We also have our parboiled rice, which we'll be using for our jollof rice. We have our vegetable, which is spinach, we'll be using for our vegetable. And we also have our dry prawns. This is same as fish, same as shrimps, but it's dried, smoked. And we also, we do have nutmeg, all blended up already in here. We have another seasoning called hunger, strictly for vegetables. And here we have Royco seasoning. We're gonna be using the plantain, you know, to have our nice meal when we're done. We have our tomato paste, and right here we have palm oil, also known as red oil. And last but not least is our beef.
These seasoning I've never seen before. Can I get them at my local store here in Milton?
Not really, you cannot. You can only get that in African store. But I must say, this you can actually get in Italian stores.
And any tomato paste is good?
Any tomato paste is good too.
All right, guys, so we'll be right back when everything is cut up, prepped, and we're here. And you're from Ghana?
No, I'm from Nigeria. To be precise, Ogun State, Yoruba.
All right. So how do you say we'll be right back in your language?
What do you have in here?
So right now we have our smoked turkey and our cow meat boiling, and I'm having seasoning up with rosemary, chicken stock, and also I really don't use salt because the smoked turkey is already smoked up with salt, so you want to be very careful. And lastly, I'll be adding our onions into it. We're going to cover it up and give it like 10 to 15 minutes to boil down. We'll come back and check up on it.
What am I doing? I'm air frying the tilapia.
Yes.
So if you don't have an air fryer, what do you use to fry the tilapias?
You can put it in the oven.
In the oven?
Yes.
Okay. So all I'm doing is putting it in the air fryer.
Because it's so compressed in there, you have to put it in the microwave to let it have a little bit of liquid. Then we're gonna pour it in the bowl.
This is it, melted.
So now we're gonna be processing the salt, the pepper for our vegetable. We have our red pepper all washed up, garlic, ginger, red pepper. See, mo rò pé ẹ̀ ń gbádùn wa báwa náà ṣe ń gbádùn yín o. All our pepper blended up. It's now in a pot and we're just gonna start cooking. It depends on how you make it, but this is how I make mine. Some people will like to put the oil first, then they put the pepper second. But for me, I just love everything coming together, and with the consistent, it gives it a different flavor. So I put the pepper in first, and now I'm gonna be adding all the protein. You have a choice of any type of protein you want, but today we just chose to use smoked turkey and the cow skin. And if you have extra juice, just put it in. But for us, it's all locked in. At the same time, I'm gonna be adding the locust beans. It depends on how much you want in there, but for me, I'm not gonna put in everything. That'll be too much. We're gonna leave this to simmer for another 15 minutes or 10 minutes, and we'll be back.
Whoa, Auntie, this smells good.
Thank you, Michaela. So now we're gonna check on and see what's happening here. Yes, we have. So now, Michaela, can you do me the honors of just having the red oil? We're not gonna be putting everything. Go ahead. Go. Put more. Don't be shy. Put more. And that's it. Relax in there. And can you please take the seasoning? Yes. I'm also gonna be adding a little bit of that. Yeah, go ahead. That's it. And just to let you guys know, do you guys realize that I didn't even put no salt, no seasoning, except for that seasoning? Because don't forget, your protein is already filled up with seasoning, and our seasoning contains salt. So you really don't want to add salt. I hardly use salt, so that's why I let everything come together. Taste for salt. If I need anything, then I'll put salt in. So now we're gonna cover it up again for another 5 minutes for it to simmer, and we'll be good. We'll be right back. Lastly, we're gonna be adding our vegetable, which is spinach. You can also use callaloo, and you can also use kale, but today we choose to use spinach. Can you do me the honors, please, of stirring it together while I had it in?
Sure. If I got time for that. Should we turn down the stove? So Ola, this is should I cover it up?
No, never cover up your vegetable. You're gonna lose the green. You want your vegetable to remain green. So now we can take it off and just put it aside without covering it up.
So there you go, folks. Learn. And she's a real chef. Remember, we're not chef here at Stay Back Kitchen. Go for it.
For our chicken, I like to clean my chicken with hot water first. So we have a pot of boiling water. All I'm doing is just pouring it all over the chicken before I start sizzling it. It brings out all the fat, and you have your organic chicken, because you know organic can be expensive sometimes, you know. So here we go. I'm gonna let it sit for 5 minutes, and I'll season it up. Now after rinsing our chicken with hot water, we're gonna start sizzling it up. So here I have just Scotch bonnet pepper, ginger, and garlic. Depending on how spicy you want it, please help yourself. And we're gonna also add just a little bit of chicken seasoning, rosemary leaves, and the only wet thing that will be going in here will be our soy sauce. don't forget, there's no salt in this here too. So we're gonna marinate this and we start cooking. We'll be right back to show you how it's going to be. So we're gonna start with our chicken. First of all, we're gonna have the base to be our ginger. Put as much as ginger you can handle. For me, I love the taste and the kick of it in there. And next, we're gonna put our onions, our green onions. And then we're gonna lay down our chicken. And here you go, you're gonna pour the rest of the sauce in. You don't want to add water. And we're gonna cover it up and we'll show you how it looks like in the next 10 minutes.
Ola, wine break.
And juice. You guys really need to stop.
Okay, and juice. Ola, what is the next step?
So now we're getting ready to start our jollof rice. So first of all, we have to blend all the peppers. All I'm doing here is putting the tomatoes, red pepper and onions, ginger and garlic will be all blended up in here with Scotch bonnet pepper. Now we're gonna start with our jollof rice. First of all, I'm gonna add the onions in the oil. Next, I'll be going in with tomato paste.
You want to slow down a little
Yes,
bit?
please. You have to, your tomato paste, you have to make it fry till you taste it's sweet. Then you're good to go. I know tomato paste is sweet, but there's a consistency of sweetness you're looking for to have the other peppers in it. I'm gonna stir that up. Just for it to level up with your oil. And you leave it, I'm good. And you're gonna leave this to fry. And we'll come back and check this out. So now you can tell your tomato paste is ready because you guys can see the consistency. It's falling apart. We're in their separate ways. So now you can add in your tomato puree, your peppers, which would be your red pepper, green pepper, the puree. Okay. And now we're gonna add this now. Trust me, don't be shy. Don't think the pepper is too much. After the pepper is done, it's gonna reduce to a lesser amount, and you can put some away for next time if you wanna really cook jollof rice. So I love to do it in batches, so next time I don't have to go through this whole process all over again. I just add in my rice and I'm good to go. So now I'm gonna season it up. Here we have our garlic salt. I also have my bay leaf. I'll put maybe 2 or 3 bay leaves. We're also gonna be adding our chicken seasoning. And lastly, we'll be adding our rosemary leaf. We're gonna cover this up and let it simmer for at least 10 to 15 minutes depending on how high your stove is. Right now the stove is on high, so I'll say 10 minutes will be fine. And we'll be right back. I hope you're enjoying just as you're enjoying our view. And you know, in my language you say so now after 10-15 minutes beside, you see your sauce. Well done. So we have too much sauce here. So what I do, like I say, I make it in batches. Now I'm gonna set some aside.
And what could this sauce be used for? Like if you make it, what else?
You can actually use it for anything. You can use this gravy for even chicken stew. You can have it with steak. You can, you know, be creative about it. You can do anything with it. It doesn't have to be jollof rice only. And it's always good, regardless if you don't have this much, it's always good to set some aside, because when your rice is done and you still feel that the color is not the color you want, be my guest and just add a little bit of sauce. So you're good. So now we're gonna be adding in our showstopper of the day, which is rice. Our rice is properly washed with salt, and we're gonna be adding that in. You wanna give it a good stir to incorporate that.
Do you like this? I got this from Jamaica.
It's lovely. I want one when you go back.
Not a problem.
So you're just gonna give it a good stir. For jollof rice, you really don't need water, and you really don't need too much heat. So now that your rice is in, all I'm just gonna add is the stock, which will represent my water.
Now you made that stock from chicken, but you can also use chicken stock.
You
So
can
in our local store
actually,
here, right?
Yeah, you can use actually the chicken stock. You can actually use goat stock, any kind of stock you have. Some people don't like goat, so I always keep it plain and simple. Chicken, everybody eats chicken, only vegan. So now we're gonna be adding this in. And that's just simply chicken stock. And you wanna stir it a little bit more, and you put your stove on a medium heat. You're not doing anything to this. Can I have a foil, please?
Fork?
Foil wrap. So to get the smoky effect of jollof rice, you're gonna cover it up with foil wrap. Since we're here, we can use the original, the cultural pot we use for jollof rice. We try to make the best out of it.
There's a pot for jollof rice?
Yes. And one of these days during the summertime, I'll be more than happy to show you guys.
Yes, you're gonna come back.
So we're just gonna cover this up, give it a tight wrap. And now we're gonna put this here. Okay. Hey, yummy. Hey, tell me. More pay. So far so good. Anyway, it's Black History Month, and it's just to represent our culture, you know.
So while that's going on, just to ask you a question. So what is the main dish in Nigeria?
It's actually jollof rice, but you know what? There are lots of main dishes in my own perspective, but I'll say jollof rice is the easiest umbrella you can hide under. So.
And what is, to a Nigerian man's belly, what is his favorite meal?
It's actually pounded yam, to be honest with you. For Yoruba, I would say pounded yam. And for the Igbo, I would say give them a nice, correct eba Igbo. You know, it's done. They're good to go.
So stay tuned, guys. We'll be right back.
Normally in the cultural way, you pound it with a mortar, but it's winter down here. We can't bring out the mortar, so we're gonna do it with our food processor. So all you're adding is your yam. Try to avoid zero water because you don't want your pounded yam too soggy or too soft. There's a consistency you're actually looking for. We have the rest of the yam in the water because you still want your yam as hot as possible before going into the processor.
So if you didn't have a food processor, what would you use?
You can use your blender, or if you don't have that, you can, like I said, mortar is the cultural way, but if you don't have the food processor, you can use your normal home blender to blend it. I'm gonna key it in. My people, here you go. You have your pounded yam. Imagine this with your nice vegetable stew. Golden.
Per Ola, she told me that I can season the tilapia any way you want it. So guys, I'm gonna season it with the ingredients that she gave it, but I'm gonna put a little twist. I'm going to use Maggi all-purpose seasoning. However, she used chicken seasoning, so it's the same thing. Right, Ola?
Right.
All right, so when your pot's nice and hot, you do your orange peppers, green pepper, yellow pepper. You see, we are cooking from the motherland, but as you know, everything starts from the motherland, so everything is the same. And red pepper. And this is what you call this, Ola, just for garnish to put on your fish? Yes. All right, so we're just gonna wait, and when this cooks, and I'm just gonna add a little seasoning, you'll see when I put it on the fish. It's finished. This was a lot of work, Ola. That's why African men are so happy, because the African women do a lot. So on behalf of the Black History Month, we're ending BAad Kitchen with an authentic Nigerian meal cooked by an authentic Nigerian. This video is in memory of Kenny EJIM. This was his favorite food that he told me. So I decided to get Ola. Now Ola and I planned something else, but the passing of my lovely son, he's like a son to me, Nigerian to Jamaican. This is a tribute to him. So all my Nigerians, Canadians, and everybody say toast to Kenny.
Kenny.
So for now, we're going to eat the food. So I have my husband, Michael, and my cousin Elizabeth, who are going to be brave enough to try something new, even though Elizabeth has tried Nigerian food before. And so has Michael, because we went to a wedding. So go ahead, Ola, tell them what you have prepared and what they'll be eating.
So on each plate here, we have our jollof rice right here, and we also have our pounded yam and vegetable stew, also known as a roll. So we also have our tilapia fish, and we're just gonna dive in and let's hear from the justice how it tastes. So
and they're going to be eating it authentic with their hands.
Yes.
Right.
So we're gonna start first with our pounded yam.
Okay.
Just unravel it.
People, let me tell you, this house has been smelling good all day,
Thank you.
and I'm dying to dive in.
Okay, pounded yam.
And you wrap it to keep it moist?
Yes. So we always put it wrapped to keep it moist and warm. So now our hands are properly washed, trust me guys. So we're gonna dive in. So just take, you know, from where I come from, you actually massage it.
Ooh.
You give it a good massage. And then we go into the vegetable.
Okay.
Take as much as you can. I like taking some with my protein. And you just,
I can't tell you this much. I like the fact I'm eating my hands.
right? Trust me.
That's very good.
Oh, it's so good.
The burst of flavor. I can't stop. I'm sorry. I just have to go for another one.
I'm right here too.
I want them to try the jollof rice. Do they put the
Hold
powder
on,
yet?
man. Don't rush this cuisine, man. We're try everything.
This is very nice.
This is
It's
so
subtle.
good.
It's spicy,
Spicy.
but it's subtle.
Yeah.
Nice.
Still trying to get used to eating my hands though.
It was worth the wait, guys. Trust
Yeah.
me. Yeah, I don't know about my
It really is. Okay. No, I'm enjoying.
taster.
You have no complaints over here.
Because we're still going to be trying more dishes. Also, let's take a break from this and go into the jollof rice.
Alright.
Jollof rice is eaten with spoon, but because we already have our hands dirty, we can just take a bit of it with our hands. So this is jollof rice. Yeah, it's okay.
All my fingers?
It's okay. It doesn't really matter. So we have our fried plantain too. So you can have it with fried plantain. You can just dive in.
I gotta tell you, eating with your hands, it's yeah.
It's the best way. The best cutlery God can ever give mankind is your hands.
Oh, this is so nice. Oh, this is good.
I don't
Good
know.
job.
I'm so sorry, guys, but you
This
know,
is really good. Yeah.
there's a lot to go around. But right now, if I do finish this plate, niggeritis will actually kick in. And I still have to leave my lovely sister's house to, you know, go to my home.
So
And-
Ola, will you be back to cook another
Oh,
Nigerian meal?
sure. Anytime. It's my home. I can come in anytime.
right.
So,
And now come and taste
You don't
that.
mind if I
yeah.
you don't mind if I don't wait on you. Because I'm dying to get into the chicken too.
Oh, okay. All right. So now we're going to go into the chicken.
But this is easy. We always eat chicken with our hands, right?
Exactly.
So I taste the ginger in this.
Ooh, you put ginger in it? Wow.
And you know, this chicken was actually seasoned right away and cooked right away. And the burst of flavor inside, I don't know what you think about it. Normally you would say season your chicken a night before, 2 hours before. This was done like 5 minutes and cooked, and you can still feel the taste of every ingredient used in there.
I think it's because you sort of steamed it.
Yes,
on a
steamed,
slow-
yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Slow heat.
Yeah.
Slow heat.
So last but not least, guys, the fish.
That one,
Hold on, I'm still.
You need a fork?
we need a fork for that one, trust me. See, she's even eating the pounded yam with jollof rice, everything together.
Here's the fork, guys.
Thank you.
Here, Elizabeth.
I'm going to go back into this one more time before I move on to something.
You excited, Michaela, to try it?
You're like your daddy.
Trust me.
Try any kind of.
So we're gonna try our fish now. The fish was actually air fried, and let's see how it tastes.
Nobody running to me.
I've never had air fried
Stay
fish.
back, kitchen. You did good with this, with the saute. You know, it was well sauteed. The vegetables are still crunchy,
Yeah.
not too soggy.
It's real up in this kitchen.
And you know, they can't just all wait to dive into. It's so sad with just 3 tasters in there.
You know when I'm enjoying something because you see I keep digging you. Right?
Yes, I see that.
Oh, this is so good.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I really loved and I appreciate that you really loved and enjoyed it. So for now, I Stay Back Kitchen. In my language, I'll say Odabo.
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 All together.
Odabo.
1, 2, 3.
Odabo.
Thanks for coming. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. See you next time on
Stay Back Kitchen.